broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology news of the week.
Okay,
the show
that was awkward.
The show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host and technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. As you heard coming on in with the awkward comment, that was our co-host Mike Day. He's in studio today. He's an award-winning author and our human behavior expert. We are live streaming during our show on 4 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. We are friends from different backgrounds, but we bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. We're glad to have Odie, our producer, at the control panel today. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time Radio, we unravel the secrets and uncover whispers of the unknown. A peculiar glitch in the Microsoft Outlook has surfaced. Is it a bug or is it something else? The enigmatic project codenamed KEENAN has tech insiders buzzing. Could it redefine the gaming battlefield? Speaking of games, Microsoft's latest AI for games teases a future that feels almost too good to be true. Now, our guest today is Nick Espinosa. He's going to be exploring the shadows that linger as North Korean spyware creeps into unexpected places.
Did you watch a horror movie this weekend or something? What is this?
Then a curious move by Mark Zuckerberg in China raises unsettling questions about power and influence. Finally, a tale from the past, the birth of the first battery, reminds us of how innovation shapes destiny. What lies beneath these stories? Stay tuned and find out.
Oh my God.
Well, I've been watching a whole bunch of Severance season 2. So
okay.
You know what?
Yeah,
so you got to make a story about nothing and then make a whole bunch of unique things about nothing and then have it all come together and millions of people will watch it. And that's what a successful TV show is. Have you been watching Severance season 2?
No, I don't watch it.
Oh,
I don't have that.
So you got no answer. So it is like Lost on steroids, where you go to seasons 4 of Lost, where it like makes no sense. You got flash forwards, individual stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
you thought that would be the great way to start today's show is by talking nothing about nothing.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
It sounded really mysterious, though, didn't it? Okay.
Not really. It sounded like you were reaching for something.
Okay. Well, I don't want to reach too far.
No.
Okay.
Don't touch my knee.
Okay. All right. In addition, we have our standard features, including Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, and a possible Nathan Nugget, and of course, our pick of the day, whiskey tastings, to see if our whiskey picks gets through on our monthly challenge. So Mark will be in here to go through. So we got lots of alcohol to drink today. What do you think about that? That's great, right? That always makes for a good show.
Yeah.
That makes for a good show. All right. You know what? Let's not keep our guests waiting. Let's move on now to the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right. Story number 1. Uber riders in Austin can be paired up with Waymo autonomous vehicles. Let's go to Corinne Westland for more on this story.
We've been delighted at the positive feedback from our Waymo One riders to date, and we can't wait to bring the comfort, convenience, and safety of the Waymo driver to cities in partnership with Uber. Waymo's mission is to be the world's most trusted driver, and we're excited to launch this expanded network and operations partnership with Uber in Austin and Atlanta to bring the benefits of fully autonomous driving to more riders, said Takedra Mawakana, co-CEO of Waymo. This is going to be an interesting combo. You know it could be worse. They could be driving Teslas around. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, wow. Corinne Westland got in there with a little humor there. All right, let's talk about this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
all right.
I did.
Uber riders in Austin can now pair up with Waymo
Hey,
autonomous vehicles. Remember when we had
Isn't
Phil on this?
Isn't Waymo the car that like couldn't drive through
The parking lot where the guy kept on going in the circle that we talked about. That was a big social sensation.
Yeah, but it was also the one that like
can't drive in snow.
Wrecked a bunch of stuff in Arizona because of construction zone.
Yeah. And is also
I totally
failing
I
in
really
San
need to
Francisco
do
too.
that. Let's go to Austin. I really need to do that.
You know, nothing's better than when you get on your Uber app and you now have the option to choose an autonomous driving individual from the company Waymo. So just think about all these lucky people that are now able to access driverless vehicles in Austin, Texas. Now, Uber says that Texas City is requiring they have Uber X, Uber Green, Uber Comfort Electric, and now you can opt in for the potential match of one of the electric Jaguar one-pace vehicles. If it's available, there is no additional cost. So if you actually have an opportunity, I didn't, I only use Uber.
A driverless
I knew Uber
Jaguar.
X. Did you know that there was Uber Comfort and Uber Comfort Electric? I didn't.
No, I don't.
There's so many of these now.
You know how much I use Uber?
How much?
Like never.
I use it when I travel, but I did not know that there was now 5 classifications. For those who would choose to go driverless, when Waymo arrives, you'll be able to unlock the vehicle, open the trunk, and begin the trip from the Uber app directly. Currently, Austin users can travel anywhere within the city's 35 square mile radius. If any issue comes up, of course, you have your 24/7 customer support that's available both inside the car and through the Uber app. Safety has long been the forefront of the company for Waymo, which reached the milestone of surpassing 25 million miles on the road last year and 5 million rides. 4 million of those were in 2024, totaling 1 million hours on the road. The Mountain View, California-based company claims it has helped avoid more than 6 million kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions. So there you go. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Let's applaud.
For those who want a better
footprint.
chance of getting a Waymo robotaxi, Uber suggests going into the rider's preference selection and opting in through the settings there.
Yeah.
Well, Austin was just announced, Uber and Waymo are already working on expansion to Atlanta soon, as employees are currently testing the integrated program there to see if it can be successful in their current locations, including San Francisco, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. There you go.
Yeah.
What do you?
Thank you for using Johnny Cab.
There you go. Oh, well, I don't know about this. I mean, we had Phil Hennessy back on the time when we talked about this. So if you do look at the locations, these are San Francisco, Phoenix, Los Angeles. None of them have snow that's predominant, except for Atlanta will now. So I don't know what's going to happen
Everybody
with Atlanta.
gets snow at some point. So, that's always a concern.
Because now they can't see the designations on the road.
I mean, remember was it last year, the year before, when Texas got this like week-long blizzard?
Yeah.
And what's his name? Like,
they had
took off.
Yeah, and they had to like make wood out of fireplace from outside stuff.
So the fact that they're saying it doesn't get snow, well, that's a lie.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I mean, it doesn't get snow often, but even I'm from Arizona, so we got snow and ice.
I just want the flying car. Let's just go right to the flying car. I'll have somebody drive the flying car. I just want to go there.
Until either everybody is in one of these things or, it's just going to be.
What are you going to say?
I'm not going to.
Odie's anxious. What are you saying?
I have 2 things.
Yeah.
1, for the customer service that's available 24/7, do you think they have to wait 15 minutes before they actually speak to somebody? And then 2, if we can't even get autonomous vehicles in check, what makes you think we're anywhere closer to humans driving flying vehicles?
Well, I don't. You know what?
Well, that's from Nathan Land.
I want the flying vehicles, and I'll take those with somebody driving it for me. I'll be okay with that. But
somebody, yeah, well, okay.
Just think of be licensed to be that driver hybrid vehicle. I would sign up for that. That would be a job. I would go
she's freaking out.
Odie's excited. Yes.
Well, people are licensed now and they drive like idiots. So
nothing be better when you get in a car wreck up in the air. What happens? You fall to the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then
it'd be
you
like
wreck
a
the
double.
cars
I think
land.
you took a little bit too much away from the Star Wars prequels.
Did I?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not going to be that ordered.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You know what? I can't wait for story number 2 here. Mike, you're up, though. Let's talk about this.
Well, let's talk about.
Okay.
Do you know what Roblox is?
I do. I do a little bit. Yes.
Okay. So if you don't know, Roblox is a gaming platform for kids that are predominantly, 8 to 12.
Okay. So it's kind of like a Minecraft type of knockoff.
Yeah, kind of. It's like this really low grade graphic thing. My kids played it for a while.
Okay.
It was like a little shooter game.
Okay.
I don't know what they do now, but I hear about it. But at any rate, for parents who are worried about their children being on Roblox and getting bullied or groomed, which has been some of the concerns, Roblox's CEO came to the rescue and let them know what to do.
Oh, okay. What can we do to help that?
He said, just don't let your kids get on Roblox.
What?
Yep.
The CEO said that?
Yep.
Okay.
The site, which is most popular among young gamers aged 8 to 12, has been dogged by claims of some children being exposed to explicit or harmful content through its games, alongside multiple reported allegations of bullying and grooming. Its co-founder, CEO Dave Baszucki, insisted that the company is vigilant in protecting its users and pointed out that tens of millions of people have amazing experience on the site. And when asked what his message to parents who don't want their children on the platform, he basically said, my first message with me, if you're not comfortable, don't let your kids be on Roblox.
Doesn't that kind of go against advertising to try to build your platform?
Well, there is, I see part of the point, we talk about this quite a bit. One of the ways of curbing these types of problems is, don't use them.
Okay.
So US-based Roblox is one of the world's largest game platforms with more monthly users than Nintendo Switch and Sony PlayStation combined.
Wow, that's a lot.
In 2024, it averaged more than 80 million players per day, roughly 40% of them below the age of 13. Its vast empire includes some 40 million user-generated games and experience.
She said 80 million players per day?
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
says.
my word. Wow, that's a lot of players.
The CEO says he remains confident in Roblox's safety tools and insists the firm goes above and beyond to keep its users safe, which, everybody does. Like,
okay. But if you're really worried about it, just don't have your kids play it.
Yep.
Okay.
He basically says we watch for bullying, we watch for harassment, we filter all of those kind of things. And I would say behind the scenes, the analysis goes all the way to, if necessary, reaching out to law enforcement.
Okay. So
players who choose not to display what he calls civility can face temporary timeouts and longer bans. That works all the time. And Roblox claims to analyze.
Put your kid in the corner. Is that what you're going to do? Your timeout? Okay.
Roblox claims to analyze all communications that pass between members on the platform. So, that's a little sus.
Okay.
Right? That's a little suspect. If you have 80 million people playing on this thing and they're chatting and talking to each other,
there's no way you're.
I don't.
Unless just some of them report somebody.
Well,
unless there's
they're
a trigger
using
for
more
something.
advanced AI systems and stuff. But hey,
I'm sure that's working out well for them.
Yeah, that's like Xbox. Xbox does this too on certain games.
Yeah, did you get banned? Did you ever get banned from Xbox?
I've never gotten a ban hammer.
Okay.
I don't cheat, but it does have these things in the chat features where if you type a series of letters, it will block it out of the chat, right?
Okay.
But
like profanities and certain items?
You would think.
No?
But you could type certain things like the, THE, and it'll block the entire sentence out because he put the in there.
Okay.
So, it works really good.
All right.
In November of last year, under 13s were banned from sending direct messages and also from playing in Hangout experience, which features chats between players.
Okay.
Mr. Baszucki admits why are CEO names like just really out there?
Baszucki.
Baszucki.
Because he got teased so much in school that he figured out that he had to go
maybe.
be a CEO of a company. There you go.
Yeah, he admits that there's a delicate balance between encouraging friendships between young people and blocking opportunities for them to come to harm. But he says he is confident that Roblox can manage both. He describes his job as a little like having the opportunity he had a long time ago when he was designing the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so he worked at Disney, huh?
Yeah,
I think he did.
Well, I don't know. This sounds like an Al Gore thing.
Does it? All of a sudden,
he designed the Magic Kingdom.
Well, I think Walt did that. Didn't Walt actually do that?
Well, I don't know.
Before he passed away, I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought so, but
Okay.
Okay, whatever. So anyway, he is focusing on Roblox's ongoing evolution into a metaverse-style experience where people go about their daily lives in a virtual world in avatar form.
All right.
Asked to describe Roblox in 3 words, he replies, "The future of communication."
That's 4 words.
Well, you wrote 3 words.
Well, no, I actually no. That's what he did. He actually responded when he was asked to describe Roblox. He responded, "The future of communication."
So if you're concerned, which is, that's valid.
Yeah.
If you're concerned about your child don't let him play Roblox.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay. Let him play Minecraft instead.
Let him play Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
I don't think you can chat and contact each other in Minecraft.
You cannot.
The funny thing is that's his response. He's like,
don't worry about it.
Hey, if you don't like it, just go. That tells you his sort of customer service.
He's made millions.
He's like, meh.
Yeah. That's all right. Go someplace else.
You don't like it? Go out. Get on out of here.
All right. Can't you wait for story number 3? Here's what we got. Microsoft says, "Oops." On a current bug feature, or is it a way to have people move forward? The button to restore classic Outlook is broken, or is it a way to force you an upgrade? Microsoft is investigating a known issue that causes the new Outlook email client to crash when the user clicks go to the classic Outlook button. I've actually experienced this myself. So if you get the new version, they're trying to upgrade to the new version of Outlook, and then it gives you this little switch button at the very top, and it says you can go back. If you do that, best of luck, because it's going to crash your Outlook and you're going to have problems to do that.
You work for Microsoft. Are they really into doing hinky stuff like this?
They kind of want to force their users in non-aggressive ways. So this is the passive-aggressive way to get you to move to the new version.
They totally said that we were going to have Windows 10 forever and suddenly
Windows 11 came out.
I'm on Windows 11.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so some users reported that the go back to classic Outlook button in the new Outlook for Windows does not open. And you have to go to a support article on how to download classic Outlook for Windows, the company said on Wednesday. Well, looking into the issue, Redmond also provides affected with a temporary workaround, which requires them to install the classic client by clicking a store link in the Microsoft Store to reload it. Now, those who want to switch back can download the standalone Outlook Classic as long as you're on a Windows platform, but don't have a Mac, because if you do that and move from the classic version to the new version, there is no going back ever. All right. Now, if you are on Windows Server 2016 or Windows Server 2019, don't be using the classic Outlook, because it will do what they consider a Control-Alt-Delete, which means it will reboot the server when you try to actually launch the app. So if you want to get your server up and running and you want to do a clean reinstall, all you got to do is go back and install the classic Outlook, launch it, and see what happens. Now, is this a coincidence, or they're making some trouble so that it's so bad to move back to the old Outlook, you just move on to the Outlook?
I'm thinking maybe this is a really good way to see if there's going to be a lot of
backlash,
complaining about it. If there's too much, they can be like, "Oh, it was just a bug."
It was just a bug.
But if not, they're like, "Hey, okay, we're just gonna go forward."
That's right. Okay. Well,
we've been talking to Dave Buzecki,
and he says,
if you don't like it, just don't use it.
That's right. Oh, that ends our top technology stories of the week. When we return, Nick Espinosa from Security Fanatics will join the show. What cybercrime do we have to worry about today? And is AI going to take over the world? We'll find out next. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. See you after the commercial break.
Looking for custom glass solutions for your next commercial project? Hartung Glass Industries is your trusted partner in custom glass fabrication. For over 100 years, Hartung has delivered proven manufacturing expertise, comprehensive product offerings, and dependable service and quality. From energy-efficient facades to custom shower doors, we create glass solutions tailored to your project needs. With 8 facilities across the U.S. and Canada, we combine national expertise with a local touch-ensuring faster service and unparalleled customer care. Hartung Glass Industries, where quality meets innovation. Visit HardTongueGlass.com to learn more.
All right, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Our weekly show covers the top technology subjects without any political agenda. We verify the facts. We do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes, and of course, with a little whiskey on the side. But today, Mark Gregoire, our whiskey connoisseur, is back. He has our monthly tradition. Mark, explain what we do with the Whiskey Month tasting to all of our new listeners.
Yeah, so today we're doing the 2024 Flavor Advent Calendar Round 3. So we're using the 2024 Flavor Whiskey Advent Calendar with 24 remarkable whiskeys to use for our year-long blind whiskey competition to see which one Nathan and Mike like best. So everybody, please come along for the ride once every month while they uncover new tastes and train their senses to become true connoisseurs. Today is round 3, where they will choose their winner to move on to the semifinals. If they disagree, of course, I am the deciding vote. Ooh. Now, while you drink your 4 whiskeys, I'm going to tell people, kind of fill people in a little bit about some whiskey.
Okay.
So today our samples are different types of whiskeys. What is whiskey? It's defined as spirits distilled from fermented mash of grain at less than 95% alcohol by volume, so that's 190 proof, having the taste, aroma, and characteristics generally attributed to whiskey and bottled at not less than 80 proof. Now, according to the Tax and Trade Bureau, there are no fewer than 41 different categories of spirits that are legally whiskey in the United States.
Okay.
To be bourbon, for instance, additional specifications need to be met, such as made in the U.S., 51% corn, aged in a new charred oak container, etc. Therefore, all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So how are your 4 tasting today?
So I had one that I think tasted like turpentine, and the other 3 I'm actually pretty good with.
All right.
What did you think, Mike?
All of them taste pretty good to me.
Did it taste pretty good? How about this one right here? This is
That's the tall glass.
The tall glass. What do you think?
That fell into 3rd place.
Okay, that was kind of my lowest of the deals, and I actually kind of started out with the heavy drinking of this bad boy right here. I kind of like that one, but it was a little.
And to give you guys a hint, none of these whiskeys are from the U.S.
Really?
That's correct.
Either they're Asian.
Oh, okay.
They're throughout the world.
Oh, okay. The world. So, okay. All right.
I know one was tasted very like it was from Japan.
Yeah, one of them was Japanese. Which one was that?
This one right here. This one right here.
Is that the one in the Glencairn?
Is that correct?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Okay, forget what I said then. How about this one?
No.
Hey,
how about this one?
No.
It was the first. It was
the one I don't like.
It
was this one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. We just have to re-edit the show there. So say that it was the first one. All right. Well, I can't wait for us to taste more. Japan is pretty much out of the running. All right. With our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today, our technology expert, Nick Espinosa, is joining the show. Nick is an expert in cybersecurity and network infrastructure. He has consulted with clients ranging from small business to the Fortune 100 level. In 1998, at the age of 19, Nick founded Windy City Networks, which was later acquired in 2015. He then created Security Fanatics, where he's the chief security fanatic. We welcome Nick to the Comcast video stream to start our next segment.
Welcome to the segment we call Ask the Experts, with our TechTime Radio expert, Nick Espinosa.
All right, Nick, welcome back to the show. Now, tell a little bit about yourself to any of our new listeners that have joined the program.
Yeah. Hey, guys. And first things first, Mike, Severance is awesome.
So he needs to watch it, doesn't he?
I can't stop watching it. Also, I will say that Waymo, they've gotten like 600 tickets in San Francisco for like parking and stuff. So take that for what it's worth. But yes, I am Nick Espinosa, the chief security fanatic of Security Fanatics, and I am solely here to guard Nathan's American chickens from Chinese surveillance. So
there you go.
That's my whole thing.
No.
But yes,
I thought you were into all that stuff.
Was that the surveillance stuff?
Yeah,
actually, you know what? I do have a live stream for our chickens we put up, which is actually ran by Russian people that are just broadcasting and probably grabbing a lot of information from us.
Yeah,
there you go.
All
right,
Nick. A lot from your chicken.
There you go. I do like my chickens a lot. We do a lot. We got a whole bunch coming. I'll tell you, with the egg crisis right now, our chickens are doing fine.
Yeah, you got gold right there. There's gold in your backyard.
That's right. All right, Nick, let's talk. North Korea has been busy, all right? We have some Android spyware that has slipped into Google Play. Can you explain a little bit about what is happening with our friends from North Korea.
Yeah, first things first, I believe it's pronounced Best Korea, according to them.
Okay.
So just throwing that out there. But yes, you're 100% right. We are talking about what is called an APT, or Advanced Persistent Threat Group, that is essentially being tracked, and they're known as SCARCRUFT, or APT 37. And they've essentially been operating since 2012, and they really haven't focused on this kind of work before. They focused on a couple of countries in Asia, Middle East, Eastern Europe, et cetera, et cetera. And now they're deploying malware. And so this is obviously a huge thing. As you mentioned, they've been infecting Android devices essentially with malware intended to spy on both Korean and English speakers. Now, this malware is known as CoSpy, and it was essentially found by Lookout Security. And they spotted this in the Google Play Store, infecting third-party apps, as well as third-party app stores as well. And here we are. And it is gathering a metric ton of sensitive data because, well, spies got to spy, right? So we are talking, if it gets into your phone, call logs, text messages, files, audio, screenshots, your location, a whole bunch of stuff. It's kind of akin to the Pegasus infection on Apple, but it's not as persistent. Now, this malware has been embedded into bogus utility apps. And so some of these apps have titles like File Manager, which sucks because I love that one. I'm just kidding. All right. And also like Software Update Utility and something called Kakao Security, which I'm guessing is focusing on Korea. And this is all according to Lookout. Google has taken this down. But even though Google has taken down all these known infected apps and updated their threat databases for this, there's still a lot of people out there that still have them on their phones and are running these things. And quite frankly, you should be listening to TechTime Radio.
You know what? So question. So here's we have a question, because people say, well, you know what? I can't find it in the store any longer, and I removed it from my device, so I don't have to worry about it. Is that really true? Just because you remove the app that was once installed or it's no longer in the store, does that clean your phone from these Android spyware?
No. This isn't like Flappy Bird where you're just removing it and it's innocuous and all that kind of stuff and you can never get it back. What a lot of malware does is sideload other things. So in other words, you get this there, it starts phoning home and it starts downloading and evading permissions and installing other apps, other types of infections as well, to maintain persistence, aka Advanced Persistent Threat Persistence. So you can remove File Manager or whatever else it's called, and you may still be infected. It's a huge problem that we've got, which is why on Android, we recommend third-party antiviral solutions that will, basically scan and check all apps, all files, et cetera, so you don't have to necessarily wipe and redo your phone, which unfortunately happens in a lot of cases.
What do you have a recommendation for which app to use?
I'm talking
sure
brands?
I'm sure Avast is not one of them.
No.
Well, I guess I'll skip that recommendation then. No. So the one that's been consistently good over years, there's a German outfit, I can never remember their name, but every month they test all the major Android antivirus solutions. And in the top 3 consistently year over year, or month over month, I should say, has been Bitdefender. And so Bitdefender has actually been really solid on Android. And so if you've got an Android, they've got a free version, and they got one for like $14 or something like that. But either way, that's good. Interestingly enough, Virus Total also has an app as well that you can go ahead and download for free that will go ahead and scan all of your apps against the Virus Total database. And I'm a big fan of that.
Perfect. That's great. All right. Now, let's continue on. Mark Zuckerberg was caught bending over backwards. And to help, sorry.
Was he bending over backwards?
Well, no. To placate the Chinese to the point where he deleted a Facebook profile. What's going on here, Nick? Let's talk about this.
Yeah, and in obvious news, Mark Zuckerberg is a terrible human being.
There you go.
That's my opinion officially.
I don't think that's news, Nick.
Yeah. And for the record, this radio show is about to go from open bar to a 12-step program, literally.
In the next 4 or 5 months. That's right.
So here's what this is. Zuckerberg essentially was willing to go to just the absolute insane lengths to both censor content and shut down political dissent on Facebook. And this was basically a failed attempt to get the approval of the Chinese Communist Party, because he really, really, really wanted Facebook in China, world's largest population of tech users, right? Now, this complaint was leveled by a former employee, Sarah Wynn Williams. She worked basically on a team handling the China policy for Facebook, aka Meta, and essentially wrote a book that made Meta show up in court with an army of lawyers to basically get it stopped from being distributed and also to stop her from promoting it. And literally like 2 days ago, the court said, yes, you get a temporary injunction, Meta. So Sarah has to shut up, unfortunately, and her book can't be distributed at this moment, which really, really sucks. So with that, here we are. And for the record, I mean, she's doing the cyberlord's work here, so I'm a big fan. Wynn Williams, for the record, alleged that Meta was so desperately trying to get in to China's market that it offered some of the most insane, horrific surveillance things that you would never want any American company to do. So they were Meta, Facebook, Zuckerberg was going to give the ruling party the ability to oversee all social media content appearing in China and crushing dissent opinions. They also were going to build a customized censorship system just for China in 2015 and plan to install a chief editor that essentially basically could look at things like social unrest, shut down sites, all this kind of stuff. And for the record, that chief editor would not have been a Facebook employee. It would have been a member of the Chinese Communist Party that essentially ran the entire censorship program. We are talking about, going on to a free and open platform, saying something negative about China, Tiananmen Square, Tibet, whatever, and they're able to shut it down and then go arrest their citizen. It's absolutely nuts. Zuckerberg also agreed to crack down on the account of a high-profile Chinese dissident living in the United States. The Communist Party wanted him to essentially kill the Facebook profile and pages of this dissident living here in the United States, and he did it. And then they told Facebook said, we don't know what happened, must have been a glitch, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So this is absolutely nuts. And then when Facebook and Zuckerberg were actually asked about all of these efforts to enter China, Facebook executives just repeatedly, and I quote, stonewalled and provided non-responsive or misleading information, end quote, to investors and American regulators. So he's a terrible human being. And you're also talking to the guy that did a video years ago that went viral called "It's Time to Put Mark Zuckerberg in Jail." So ask me what I really think.
So Zuck is simping to China to get his platform over there because Facebook or Meta. Yeah, he was. Because Meta is on the way out.
Yeah. And he pulled an Eric Cartman for the record too.
Because
what happened was China told him to go pound sand, and he said, I'll do what I want. And then he basically went in front of the American public, media, Congress, whatever, and said China's like the worst place ever for censorship and everything else, when he was more than willing to do it. So
was this before or after he gave $1 million to the Trump campaign?
Or you mean the inauguration? I think it was.
This is all before. This is all before.
Okay.
This is before.
Yeah. So now he's zucking back up to the U.S. government.
So all I say is that we've talked about this before. You know what? We would love for you to join TechTime Radio on Blue Sky, our social media platform that we're pushing pretty heavily right now, because you know what? There's a lot of great things. I know it's kind of more of an equivalent to an X replacement, but I think the social media Blue Sky can continue to grow. So find us there on TechTime Radio. Do you have a Blue Sky account there, and also Nick?
At Nick AESP.
Well, there you go.
It's verified, so maybe it's my website now.
Okay, there you go.
But either way, I have a verified Blue Sky account.
Perfect. All right. A new study shows that AI search engines are horribly inaccurate. Now, we've covered this also. So Mike is going to be so excited today because he's been saying this forever. Explain to us your feedback on this, because we kind of communicated back and forth on this a bit.
Yeah. So this one is, well, I mean, in obvious news, right? Like, so the Tao Center for Digital Journalism recently basically challenged eight AI search engines to a test. And we're talking about the heavy hitters, of basically the search engines here. So ChatGPT search, for Perplexity and Perplexity Pro, Gemini from Google, DeepSeek search, the pro-China AI that they released to the world, Elon Musk's Grok 2 and Grok 3 search engine, Microsoft Copilot and all that. And they tested them for accuracy, and they basically recorded how frequently the tools refused to answer as well. So could it actually answer the question or tell you it couldn't, or does it just answer everything? Or, hey, is it answering, and how accurate is it? And so by virtue of that, their testing criteria was pretty solid. But let's dive into the results, because I don't think you want me speaking for 20 minutes on their actual testing criteria. And the results, for the record, they ain't great. Okay. So other than both versions of Perplexity, the AI did terribly. Collectively, on average, they were inaccurate 60% of the time, meaning every time you were asking it, as a search engine something, 6 out of 10 times, you weren't getting something accurate, whether it was partially or fully inaccurate. That's insane. Now, the problem that we have here, and Mike can speak to this as well, is the psychology behind this, at least on the human side, is that we as humans tend to take these results as authoritative. Mm-hmm. And so if it is basically sucking up Russian disinformation, which I did a podcast on that like a week ago, and spitting it back out to you, like the ChatGPTs of the world tend to do that, you're taking that as gospel because, quite frankly, it seems authoritative, like a standard Google search does. Oh, and for the record, ChatGPT would answer every flippin' question it was asked, even if it didn't have an answer, compared to Microsoft's Copilot, which only answered 96 out of the 200 questions that it was asked, so less than half. But I would rather have an AI say, I don't know how to answer that, than straight up lie to me, and that's the
those
thing.
Those narcissist AIs.
There it is. But the worst of it by far was El Capitan de Doge's AI Grok. Boy. That was the worst. Like 94% of the time it was inaccurate. So take that for what it's worth. But here we are.
Okay. You can go back to last week's episode with James, and he said that too, right? Yeah. He said all the medical journals that are being submitted are inaccurate. So now all of a sudden the large language model has inaccurate information on the medical side of things, and then that becomes just fact, even though it was never peer reviewed or anything to that.
Yeah, it sort of brings up the question if one of them is outlandishly out of touch, where is it feeding its information from?
Right. Well, in the case of Gemini, it was getting it from The Onion because it told all of us health-wise to eat a rock a day back
like
6 months ago or whatever,
Did you have something to say, Mark? It looked like you were going to say, okay. All right. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to end on a high note. All right. The federal workers at the General Service Administration, known as the GSA, have been replaced by a chatbot from the DOGE group that has been called no better than an intern. Explain this story to us, Nick.
Yeah. So this one's absolutely, I don't even know what to do. We all know that Doge is basically taking a chainsaw, per Elon Musk, to government departments. And so what we're talking about is the General Services Administration, or GSA. Doge basically has given 1,500 employees access to a chatbot, a proprietary chatbot called GSAI. Now, apparently this was rushed out the door by Doge with the intention of deploying it across the entire agency. And it's supposed to be like a support staff with doing general tasks. So Doge sent an internal memo that was obtained by Wired, the publication, and GSA employees were told that when it comes to what they could do with GSAI, the options were endless. And that endless list was draft emails, create talking points, summarize text, write code. That is considered endless. So employees, though, and here's the other thing that is bewildering, is that employees were also given essentially a major caveat about how they could use it. They could put no non-public information or controlled unclassified information, that's information that's sensitive but doesn't rise to the standard of classified, can be shared with it. So it's deeply sensitive, internal, not for public consumption. And that's like half their job, given what the GSA does. And so that's a huge problem, which deeply limits this. Basically, staffers are also calling it janky, quote unquote, and basically as good as an intern with generic and guessable answers. So if I ask ChatGPT to write me a default template and I get generic answers, that's what this thing is doing. And so if they're looking at this to essentially, which was in beta mode for the record, Elon Musk did not create this. This had been developed interagency for years by the GSA, and it was still kind of janky, and they just deployed it and said, this will replace the workers. No, like it just doesn't work that way. We're not there yet. So
that's unfortunate. They could have had the Grok platform.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
All right, Nick, we could go on for 5 hours. All right. Thank you for coming on the show. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Please tell our listeners how they can connect with you outside of our show.
Yeah, well, outside of watching Nathan's Chicken Coop feed, you can find me on Blue Sky, also X, although I don't really do anything there anymore, at Nick AESP, LinkedIn /Nick Espinosa, YouTube /Nick Espinosa. Come say hi.
There you go. Oh, thank you so much. TechTime Radio enjoys our monthly conversations.
Bye, Nick.
Good thing I brought an extra whiskey today.
That's right. All right. Okay, that ends our Ask the Expert with Nick Espinosa. Up now, we have our Mike's mesmerizing moment. Welcome to Mike's mesmerizing moment. What does Mike have to say today? All right, Mike, we're a little bit out of time, but I still want to hear what you say on this. What type of guardrails should a game company catering to younger audience have in them?
Not having them at all.
Not having it at all.
I mean, not having things where, this is a hard one because we talk about this stuff all the time, right? So, the whole thing is based on their ability to communicate. Yep. So the guardrails should actually be that they can't communicate to each other.
So like Minecraft.
Like Minecraft, which is, counterintuitive to what brings in the money for these things and why people like to get online. We're spending a lot of time substituting real life for virtual life, and part of that is being able to communicate with the people you're playing with.
Okay.
Right. So, but on the other hand, we have this persistent problem where bad actors can come into the system and bully or groom or do whatever they're doing because they have access to communication. And when you have access to that point-to-point communication, you can get information about people that makes them vulnerable to manipulation. So
remove chat. That
would be, but they're not going to do that because then that takes away the experience. And I guarantee if Roblox did that, for instance, if they took away all the chat features and ability,
they wouldn't have 80 million users.
They wouldn't have. No, they would drop substantially because that's what we're doing with we're allowing in our society today is our children to communicate with people in virtual life instead of in real life. So it creates a huge problem.
There you go. All right, Mike, thank you for that mesmerizing moment. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So now will be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we will be doing so during our break. You're listening to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm the English guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know, the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook, too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
TechTime Radio.
At TechTime Radio. Yeah. You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's TechTime Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at TechTime Radio.
That's at TechTime Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's TechTime Radio.
It's at TechTime Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going back to March 20th, 1800, the creation of the first battery. Alessandro Volta sends a letter to Joseph Bank, president of the Royal Society of London, describing his electric pile. This is the first device that could be a form of steady flow of electricity, now recognized as the first practical battery. The entire reason Volta created the device was to prove another Italian scientist wrong. Luigi Galvani had incorrectly told people he believed the frog muscles could generate electricity. Volta did not believe that the frog legs were the process of the electricity, so he set out to prove him wrong. Regardless, within mere weeks, the importance of this first battery was realized, which allowed many further scientific advancements to be possible, such as electrochemistry. Recognized for the importance of his work, the electric unit of the volt is named in Volta's honor. That was This Week in Technology. Have you ever wanted to watch some tech time history with over 230 plus weekly broadcasts spanning our 4+ years of video, podcast, and blog information? You can visit techtimeradio.com and watch our older shows. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have the Mark's Mumble Whiskey Review. See you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, what do we got going on today?
March, you've been practicing today already throughout the show.
Oh, what's that?
It's Awkward Moments Day.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right.
So some things are just better out in the open, and Awkward Moments Day is your chance to embrace those embarrassing or awkward moments from your past and laugh about them. So human history is filled with these, from Isaac Newton incorrectly predicting the end of the world several times, to Ariana Grande getting caught on camera licking a donut at a bakery before putting it back.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
If you're one of those people, today is your day.
I need to search that out on the internet.
I'm sure Odie's heard of it.
Odie, have you heard of Ariana Grande?
Yeah,
I think Ariana Grande was the one in this interview when they asked what her favorite dish was, and she was like, "Oh, it's a coffee cup."
No, that's Demi Lovato.
Oh, is that Demi Lovato?
She's like, "Oh, I love a mug."
Oh, like okay.
There you go.
So what
Buffalo wings, anyone?
There you go.
What's awkward today is we have some whiskeys that are probably not in our flavor profile. Here are 4 whiskeys that we are tasting today. So, number 1, which is in the tall glass, is from Japan. It's a Japanese whiskey. It's 86 proof, 100% malted barley, and $50.
Okay.
And it's called Sake Sato Shiki.
It is shiki. It's very shiki.
All right.
In the Glen,
awkward.
There you go.
Yeah, very awkward. In the Glencairn, we have the Irishman, the Harvest. So this is an Irish whiskey. It is 80 proof, 100% malted barley, but it is a blend of 70% aged single malt and 30% single pot still, and it's $37. In the beer glass, is Starward Novo single malt. So this is from Australia. And it's 3 years old. It is 82 proof, 100% malted barley, but it's aged in wine barrels. It's $40.
Okay.
And then in the rocks glass, you have High and Wicked number 7 Foursquare. This is from Ireland. It's an Irish whiskey, but it's interesting. It's 95% corn, 5 malted barley, and it's aged and finished in rum barrels.
Oh,
and it's $80.
That's this one right here?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I like that. It's all gone. You see that? That disappeared quickly.
Yeah, you had more liquor in your cups than I did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Do we have a clear number 1 between you two?
We're going to have to wait for the pick of the day.
Well, I kind of need to, because if I got to choose. All right. Got to leave it a little time if I have to be the tiebreaker.
My leading one is the Australian whiskey.
I'm pretty close on that, too.
That's my leader.
I can be on that, too.
All right. I'll have to taste them soon here.
Okay, during the break. All right. Whiskey and technology are a great pairing, just like the NCAA basketball tournament and springtime weather. Now let's prepare for our technology fail of the week, brought to us by Elite Executive Services, technology experts to help you out of a technology fail.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right, so my technology fail is going to go right into the Nathan Nuggets because they're kind of the same things. Guess what we got here? You know what? Microsoft is developing an AI to help me cheat at video games. It's not the Konami code with the up, up, down, down, left, right code, but Microsoft is making Copilot AI to assist with gamers. Now, it hasn't released yet, and I'm already putting it on a failure. Microsoft announced the pending availability of Copilot for gaming, AI-powered assistance, that it helps you as you walk through and play the games. Microsoft boasts that it can help folks download and launch games, solving the a problem of hitting a single button to say download, right?
Don't get me started.
So here we go. I guess it's really difficult to hit the green button and say download, but I guess it can help me solve that problem. Now, what it also does is that it runs on a second screen, so it can actually help you out as you play the game itself.
It's Discord.
That's what kind of it is. Now, the demos have showed Copilot enabling cheats in Minecraft, and with a bot telling a player where to crafting material could be fine. You can think of it also as answering questions, or if you're in a mystery game, it'll tell you go over to the bottom left-hand corner and click on this, and you'll find your item there.
Yeah, so let's take all the mystery out of it.
So let's remove the game aspect of playing a game, and let's just have it so I can do a click and it'll take care of it.
Why don't we just get rid of the middleman and let Copilot play the game for me?
Well, you know what? I'm thinking about Madden football, right? So I'm not very good. I love playing Madden football, but these kids nowadays are so quick on it. If I could get it to cheat on that and I'm in the middle of a Madden tournament.
You would.
Yeah, I'd probably do that, wouldn't I? All of a sudden it says you want to bring up your dime defense and you need to do this. I'd be like, yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I think it's the stupidest idea ever. But
well,
if I can win a tournament with it.
If you're an online gamer, you already know that cheating is rampant in most games. So why not add another one that is state sponsored?
That's right. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go right now into, speaking of Microsoft, into the Nathan Nugget.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right, this is big news. All right, Microsoft is going to enter the handheld game market.
No.
Xbox appears to have something on the works with a branding, according to Windows Central last week. The device is codenamed KEENAN. It's more PC focused than the Steam Deck, but it's going to be a portable device that will be produced and possibly available at the end in the fall month of 2025. Microsoft did not respond to requests for confirmation. Xbox Phil Spencer, the main chief, has previously discussed creating a gaming handheld.
Xbox Switch.
So this is what we know. I got some insider information because I've used to work at a company called Microsoft. So let me just tell you what we got. It looks like the TechTime believes that either Asus or Dell is the primary Microsoft partner for this endeavor. Windows has been negative for handhelds, and the idea is to create a new experience that would be able to compete with what you consider the Nintendo Switch right now. You could be able to play games online. Now, Microsoft has spent a lot of time with their entertainment platforms, coming on out with the ability to stream games on hosted servers, and this tool may be the unit that allows you to use the Xbox Cloud Gaming platform and the Xbox Play Anywhere platform. So you don't need to have anything on your device. You connect to a server that's hosted in the cloud, and you play your games that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think that this will be announced sometime nearing the Summer Games Fest, which is in May or June of this year, where they will actually announce as a company that they're coming on out with this portable device.
Yeah, I feel like that's not going to
$500
very well.
Is what the target price is.
$500
for this. So the idea is they think that this will be kind of like the Microsoft Series S.
That's more than a console.
Well, the Xbox is also planning on coming out with some new home consoles. So the Series X that's available there. They expect next year to have another home device.
Series C.
So that's what they may have. All right. Are you ready to head over to Microsoft and have your Nintendo Switch replaced? Yes or no?
I don't know. It's funny to me that business is like, hey, we have this part of the market, and then somebody comes over here and puts this thing in, and they got that part of the market, and it works.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we want this part of the market too, so we're gonna develop a thing that's gonna take this guy out.
Yeah. Odie, are you gonna replace your Switch with a
Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
I truly do not like playing on my Xbox.
Okay.
Even when I had one.
Okay.
I much prefer the PlayStation or the Nintendo. The Nintendo is my go-to.
Okay.
But
what do you think?
Now if you could have a handheld.
No.
What do you think?
I don't like the functionality. Like, I haven't seen it yet, obviously. But if it's anything like Xbox, I don't like it.
All right, what are you saying?
I was asking Odie what she thought the Xbox version of Animal Crossing would be.
Well, they come out
Would
with
it not be like Sims?
Look at
Microsoft Zoo.
Yeah.
They have Microsoft Zoo. Remember that?
With animals.
Yeah, that's right.
Microsoft Zoo.
Okay, you know what? There we go. That was
I'd love to see that and then have it be a technology fail for when the Switch 2 comes out, because that'd be hilarious.
That would be. All right.
Failure after failure.
Okay, let's now move to our pick of the day whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, Mike, what were you saying? You're leading out here with the taste?
My lead is the Irish whiskey.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. The leading
no.
That's
Australian.
the Australian.
Yeah, that's the Australian. And then the Irish is second. And then I have the Japanese third. Ooh. And the, what was the last
Irish finish in rum barrels.
Irish finish in rum barrels.
So you're saying that this is your first, the Australian?
The Australian is my pick.
Well, actually, A is Canadian. What is the down under for Australia? Is it?
What? I don't know. Cracky mate? I don't know.
Cracky mate. There you go. All right. I need to watch a little
Cracky mate?
Crocky.
Crikey?
What did
It's crikey.
It's crikey.
Crikey. Okay.
Not cracky.
See, I
cracky. I have cracky is something you get on the corner.
That was awkward, Nathan.
All right. So that's a little awkward, people. All right. Awkward day. I'm between these two also.
Awkward life.
So you're between the Irish whiskey, the true Irish whiskey, and what's the other one glass that you have? And
the Australian.
On the Australian. All right.
Just pick the Australian,
now,
buddy. Just so you can say cracky again.
Crikey.
Do the placements matter, or is it just the number one?
Just the number one.
Okay.
You know what? I can go with the Australian for number one.
Crikey.
I can go. The 1 and 2 are so close to each other. The only one I really don't want is the Japanese one. So.
All right. Well, so you guys are moving forward. Starward Nova single malt from Australia, finished in wine barrels.
Okay.
That was my number 4. That was the worst one for me.
Okay. Oh, you're not a malt whiskey.
Well,
drinker,
a lot of these
right?
are malt, but that was the worst of malt mixed in with the worst of wine to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not picking.
Okay.
My number 1 of these was the high-end Wicked, the one finished, the Irish finished in rum.
Is that this one right here?
Yes, in the rocks glass.
Oh, I kind of like this one too, though. So okay.
That was my number 1. My number 2 was the straight Irish, because that was kind of neutral.
Okay.
For me, because the pot still kind of adds a little fun in there. The Japanese was very grain forward, malty, but I was fine on that more so than the Australian one. So
all right.
You guys picked the wrong one. You guys are not becoming connoisseurs.
Uh-oh.
But that's okay. It's your competition.
Mark's getting all mad at us. You guys are
actually, this is not really. This one was one that I didn't really want to pick a winner because they're, like you said, they're all really, except for the Foursquare one, which is 95% corn.
Yeah.
It's not in my wheelhouse.
Okay. We do want to thank our listeners for joining the program. Listeners, we want to hear from you. Visit techtimeradio.com, click on Be a Caller, and ask about a technology question in our TalkBack recording system, and we'll get it taken care of. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, mum's the word. Have a safe and